So Saturday, October 22nd, I've just received this shipment, which I believe is my Swappa. I purchased a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip. Here it is. It was from Top Tier Wireless from the Bronx. Been around for a little bit of time. So here is the device. I'm gonna wipe it down. I should have wiped it down before I touched it in case it was dropped in the toilet or something. I think you can do bleach wipes on these. So it's kind of banged up a little bit, but nothing horrible. Let's look at the lens. Microscopic cracks in it or anything like that. Nothing obvious, as you can see. Let's look at the Selfie Cam. Now, these phones were released just in August, so I think there hasn't been enough time to do just an unbelievable amount of damage to it. Who knows what a motivated teenager could do, right? Let's see what it would look like. This case. So the case covers up the little cracks and whatever. So I'm making it look pretty good, as you can see here. It's to look almost as good as new from the exterior. Now let's try charging it. I'm charging it now, and I'll restart this evaluation after a good charge. Today I want to talk about the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4 that I got. Very nifty device. Talk about how it feels like to go from an iPhone, which I've been using for the past solid 10 years. I first moved to the iPhone with the iPhone 5 in the fall of 2012. Now I did experiment with Android a few times, but I never canceled my iPhone. I used Android for work as a separate phone. And so, I mean, I tried various Android phones before, but never a Samsung with the One UI overlay. I hadn't been really tempted with it because I'd played around with other people's Samsung Galaxy phones. Mainly because the biggest draw that I could see superficially was that it was a better camera than the iPhone sometimes. I finally felt fully committed to going to this thing. There are still a few little hiccups with it. I still see some issues that I'd seen before. Some clunkiness, some non-working functions. Like for instance, right now, look, I have the always on turned on. So why is this turned off? So power savings on conflicts with always on display. So I think this is what's doing it. So Bixby routine is like the if this then that script that was written, I don't know, 10 plus years ago that I'd used. Or let's try to reduce battery usage. I could turn Bluetooth off, notifications, system way down. Dolby Atmos should be off. Yep. Location, I could turn that off. I don't want to do that because sometimes I use this phone closed for when I'm walking. Battery usage, extra dim. Yep, I can definitely do that. Let's just do those things when I close my. So now I think that the issue. You see that there are many things. It's very highly adjustable, and so the downside to that is you have to fiddle with it and really tweak it a lot to get it working well. It's a very compact form factor, roughly the size of a big pocket watch, roughly the weight of an old vintage pocket watch. When it's open, very, very thin, as you can see, very slim. So for medium-sized hands like mine, you can really latch onto it and get a good purchase on it. Generally lightweight. The always-on pocket watch feature of it is very useful. When a message or something lights up, you get like a little orange light to the side. I could adjust a number of things, like when I tap it, I can give me messages there, weather, number of steps I've taken, timer. Like I have timer setups for tea timer. I have a ramen timer, full calendar, a couple of lighting scenes I have set up. Of course, everybody knows that if you double tap it, you get your photo on the rear camera. If you double tap it again, you can switch from landscape to portrait. Most people know this, that if you pull your palm up, it takes a picture. Of course, it can do photos, it can do video. The rear camera, this one right here, 12 megapixels, it does 4K video. The selfie camera does 10 megapixels, and also 4K video. It registers fingerprints. I put in 4 fingerprints. I use my index, my thumb, pinky on the right hand, and an upside down index on the left for when I'm eating or whatever. It seems to be extremely responsive, quicker, faster than the iPhone 8 Plus for sure. I like that I can magnetically charge the phone. Now I have a Bixby routine set up. The flashing lights tells you that when I put it on the cradle to magnetically charge, it goes to super mode. And so I have power settings off, main brightness to 69%, edge glitter to tell me that it's on, video brightness to bright, the extra dim is off, adaptive motion smoothness to 1, so I can go up to 120 hertz, so that I can make full use of the phone, regardless of battery life. And then I put in on the main screen a couple of scenes. I mean, this one turns on the kitchen light, this one turns on the living room light, this turns everything off. I like how I can adjust the number of icons on the screen. On the Apple, you're fixed to just having 4. Being able to put more information on the screen is quite useful. In addition, look at this. I like this additional functionality of the right, what they call edge panel. Quite useful. So these are little things that make it better than the iPhone. PC Link. I can directly access the phone. I can go down, look at this graphic novel here. I'm using my PC to access all these functions right now. On the Backyard Astronomer's Guide. Open up the main page. How do we get screen read on my e-reader?
The Backyard Astronomer's Guide. David Dickinson. Tonight. What's in the sky tonight? It's a simple, straightforward question with a not-so-simple answer. Every backyard astronomer finds themselves asking this basic question.
So as you can see, it's got a number of functions on this that makes it quite useful. That works better than the iPhone. So the PC Link, as you can see, works pretty decent, except for can't get the calls to work. I tried toggling through a number of things, including allowing all kinds of privacy intrusions, Google and Samsung. I don't really care because I don't think I'll be using it anyway. But if you are wanting to use this at work, that's a big downer. I have a feeling that it has to do with my router, firewalls, and privacy things, and I'd rather not mess with all that, so I'm done with it. PC calling doesn't work, at least on my system. Big positive, Google Maps is the default, unlike with Siri. So when I got the Bixby activated, so for instance, if I do navigate to my nearest Culver's restaurant, you can see in real time, works pretty well. The downside to all this is, of course, I have to allow a lot of privacy intrusions by not only Google, but by Samsung as well. So I'm allowing 2 big mega monolithic companies into my life security settings in order to trade off the functions that I get in return. I guess for now I'm willing to let it work. Take a picture with the rear camera. See there. What's the current humidity?
Right now, the relative humidity is 95% with a dew point of 50.
As you can see, pretty snappy. Remember where I was parked.
Do you want to save this parking spot?
See that? Quite useful. Turn on power saving mode. Power saving mode off. Search my files for City of Glass.
There's one file with City of Glass.
There it is. Then I click it, and I say open with my reader of choice. I'll say always. So, as you can see, it allows you to zoom in and out in this manner. Graphic novel, for instance. Bixby functionality is decent. I'd say better than iPhone. Set a timer for 5 minutes.
I'll start your timer for 5 minutes.
So as you can see there, cancel. Fingerprint access, and I go with my pinky that I think I registered there. Let's turn it off again. I'll go with the thumb that I registered. Turn it off again. I go with the reverse index that I've set up. There it is again. I didn't spend much time with registering my face, but I think you can get it to work. Fold mode, the highly touted mode. And so this does a number of things when you do, let's say you open up a browser, and then let's say you want to add another function, Netflix. And so you got Netflix down below, you got browser up top. Now you can touch the middle and flip the two. And now I got Netflix up top, browser at the bottom. You can create a couple of routines. Like on the side, I created this one routine where I've got YouTube at the top, the browser at the bottom, password thing at the bottom, and browser at the top. Anyway, so that's the half screen mode. The negative, battery life. So I like to charge it close to 85% at night. So I thought that was optimized. So I turn it to 80, turn it off. That's the other thing. It can only go to 1% or 20%. There's nothing in between. So the configurations are quite hairy because you got to go through configuring Samsung UI settings as well as the Google One settings. You have to allow permissions and intrusion of privacy into by both systems. The biggest downside of this compared to the iPhone is the loss of FaceTime. I can't FaceTime anymore. It's a huge downer. I have to use either Zoom and clunkily generate a join meeting link and then exit the Zoom, text it to whoever I want, video chat with, and it does work. I could do it with like this Korean app called Kakao Talk, but then the other person has to have Kakao Talk. And who uses Kakao Talk in the US? Nobody. And so loss of FaceTime is enormous and could be ultimately the deal breaker. I could use WhatsApp or Facebook, but I've hated Zuckerberg's world, exited Facebook in 2009, never to go back. And I'm not going back now for this. Well, yeah, there's no good group messaging system. I've gotten it so that it does work now, but it's not consistent. It's not reliable, like iMessage. The iMessaging text app is flawless for the 10 years I've used it. Very reliable. Certain apps just hang for greater than 5 minutes. Like after I first set this up, every app I clicked on after I downloaded it would take sometimes 5 minutes or longer to just like load up and load almost infinitely. And they finally open up. Now there are certain things on it that still won't open up well, like on this camera on my water filtration system. It works beautifully on the iPhone. And this thing, it just hangs. And I've waited 15, 20 minutes. And there's an error message. It just doesn't work. I used to use Arlo. I no longer use it, but I've got a couple of cameras still. Looking at the attic stairs, as you can see, it works. Open Echo B. This is my thermometer system. Just to give you an idea how long it takes for the app to open. Because it's handshaking first with Samsung or Google servers. Going back into my phone, accessing my files, turning on this Echo B app, and there it just opened up. It takes that long. Home security apps. Here's a demonstration of portrait mode, horizontal mode. See, it works. Oh, Roku. My TV isn't on right now, so it's probably not going to find it. This thing connects to the Roku and the remote control does work. 5G. As you can see, look at it, just 2 bars. I think that's just 3G or 4G. 5G is still patchy in my city. Now I live in the RTP area in between 3 major universities. And 5G is just not up to snuff quite yet. Just very patchy coverage. I think that's true for iPhone as well as this. I can text through my computer. That's quite useful, as well as search and all that. And one of the benefits of having the PC link on when I'm at my desk is that I don't need to keep the phone on. I can just let the phone be asleep or be charging. I can look at the screen on my computer and it's live. So for instance, PC link camera is live. I want to open up a browser. It works. The right slide, there it is. That's my Runkeeper app. The phone, of course, when you open the phone. And compared to the iPhone, I think it's just a matter of mostly just what you're used to. This is what I'm used to, and so I tend to view this more positively than this new thing. But I think I can imagine getting used to the Samsung UI, the Google Android system again. What about Find My iPhone? That's a huge thing. Now there is a thing called iCloud.com on which there's Find My iPhone. So you can access the Find My iPhone through the website, as you can see. It's a matter of having the other person allowing you access to it. System updates. I've noticed that on Android, it seems to take 5 to 15 minutes, like an eternity. I mean, you could come off of it, but why so long? Does it take so long to update Samsung? There's many overly complicated and uselessly overly customized apps on the menu system. The music player, important functionality to the desk app. Let's say I wanted to transfer music. Drag, drop. There it goes. It's transferring. That's the big value of PC Link, is this drag and drop function. Let's see what it looks like. Kind of a puny speaker, isn't it? Well, I guess most people will be listening to this through headphones. So that's the music player. So that is Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4. Got positives and it's got negatives. I'm committed to try to make it work. So far, I'm not ecstatic about it. There are many things on it that I like much better than on iPhone. So I'm going to keep working at it.